In this episode of Performance Car Refurb, we take a look at the Denib and buffing process. In Performance Car Refurb, we follow two fourth-year apprentices as they learn collision repair tips as they refurbish a Nissan R32 Skyline GTR, a hero and modern classic of the performance car world. This R32 will soon have the show to match its go.
If I was paying the money for a full restoration and a high quality job, I'd expect a high quality paint job, a paint finish. Is that obtainable without denibbing and buffing? Yes. Does it happen very often? No. So the reality of it is 9 times out of 10, there will be cutting and buffing.
So at work, I try and keep my panels that I'm painting as clean as I possibly can. If I take 10 minutes extra in the booth, it could save half an hour later on the buff, which is a huge bonus, particularly in fast-paced smash repair work. With restorations, however, people tend to, regardless of the finish, they tend to chop the peel out of it completely and have a glass finish everywhere.
Denibbing is a process where you eliminate the nib on the surface. To eliminate this dust nib, we use our abrasive discs. We recommend our Trizac 1500 abrasive discs, either in 75 or 150 mil. Obviously, the bigger pad, the bigger the area you're going to do. So a Trizac 1500 eliminates those nibs quite well. With denibbing, we try and keep the area to denib as small as possible. Whether you buff just that part of the vehicle you denibbed or the whole panel, depends on the state of the rest of the panel. The boot lid, we went through a couple of different processes to highlight different ways you can use the products. Firstly, we ran with our Trizac abrasive discs. So with the refinement process, we removed the dust nib using P1500. We then went to Trizac 3000, Trizac 5000 a little bit further out, Trizac 8000 a little bit further out. In that instance, we can actually just use a polish to bring up the surface, and that's where we're finished with that side. On the other side, we used a traditional compounding process. We used it with our Fast Cut Plus Extreme, so we did our P1500, Trizac 3000, and then compounded with our Fast Cut Plus Extreme, followed by our polish and ultrafine polish to get it, really great finish on both sides. Where you'd use one over the other, if you're doing a whole panel, I'd suggest using the Fast Cut Plus Extreme because it will give you that deeper gloss finish with it. On the guard, we finished this with our new system. And again, it's similar to the previous two where we cut it with the Trizac 1500. We refine it with the Trizac 3000. Next process step is Trizac 8000. So we go 8000 over the 3000. That will eliminate those 8000 scratches and finish off the job in one step. On darker colours, you do want to run that ultra fine machine polish just to get that deep gloss on the surface.
Yeah, so George showed me a lot of different techniques and skills in how to buff and how to do it efficiently as well. So you don't actually need a lot of product or a lot of compound in order to achieve the same results, which I think is a big difference between 3M and their competitors' products. Their brand is just such high quality. I was super happy with the results that we got. In the booth, I managed to keep everything as clean as I possibly could, which was a massive bonus in the end because that meant that our buffing was kept relatively to a minimum while still achieving the same result.
In our next episode, we reassemble the R32 GTR as we reach the home stretch of the refurbishment.